All right, this is for folks who want to see how to make different versions of a test, so students get a different version. All right, so you go and go to quizzes or modules, however it is you make a new quiz. Is it frozen? Oh, there it goes. All right, I want to make a new quiz. Oh, right here. New quiz. You want to use the new quizzes function. Yeah, you can adjust all that. I think I have to give it a name or it won't let me. So we'll say different versions of the quiz. All right. Assign to everyone, blah, blah, blah. How do I move this thing out of the way? There we go. Build. Add a due date. Do you use new quizzes or old quizzes? To make multiple versions, you have to use the new quizzes function. All my old quizzes are obviously old ones, but it's worth building new ones if you have different versions. Because I think when they go to retake it, they should get different questions. I will know more on that today after my 6th and 7th period retake their quiz, if they got different ones. Yep. And so now I'm in build, and I want to go item banks, right? And you click here to make a new bank. And then this is like for that group of questions. So I'm going to make this one called colors, because it's just going to be, and you can share it with your whole course. And I'm going to create a bank of questions all based on different colors. All right. Yep, I hit the plus bank. And now I'm going to go here to... Yeah. And I go to edit. Oh, wait, cancel. Now what do I do? I don't remember what I do from here. Colors? Do I click there? Oh, there we go. This question has no banks. Item banks. Okay, I think that's there. And now... manage item banks. So the item banks is where I made it. Manage item banks, I'm going to actually go in and make questions for it. How do you manage item banks? The 3 dots right here. So now I can click new over here, and it'll give me a new type of question. All right. I use multiple choice a lot. I did one that was, the last one I did was an essay because they were speaking. So I chose essay, and I said, ¿Qué colores? ¿Qué colores? And then I put in a picture of a backpack with 3 different items. All right. You assign, and you don't assign points here, I don't think. And I say done. All right. And now I'm going to add another question. So this is where you do it. You put in multiple questions here. New question, essay, or you can make a different kind if you want. Some people you want to speak, some people you want to listen. I would do all the same format. I haven't played around with different ones. All right, and then I'm going to say the same thing here. I'll say ¿Qué color es? All right, and done. So you can assign points here if I remember. Yeah. And then, so I make as many as I want. Like I did, I think 5 for the last one. So there's 5 different versions, right? And now I'm going to say return, I think. Yeah, there we go. Only done it once. So now I'm going to click here, and I'm going to choose Insert Content from a Bank. Now I'm going to pick my Colores bank. I'm going to click that bank. I didn't have to refresh it. I hit the blue plus button right here, and then I chose the little folder, and then I have all of my item banks, and I chose the ones I just made, and I'm going to click this button here that says all/random. All right, I'm done here, so I got to close it there. Over here, it says all questions pulled from colors, 1 point per question. I don't want that. I don't want all the questions. I want them to get one of the 2 questions I made. So down over here, randomly select. I want them to get 1 question here, and it's going to be worth 3 points because on the test there was 3 things I wanted them to say. All right, randomly select one of the questions. Give them 3 points for that. All right. And then I can add another question, blah, blah, blah. So this question will be different. But right now there's only 2. So half the class will get 1, half the class will get the other. I made 5. So the people next to you all have a different thing. And then I wanted them to have 2 like that. So I did plus, chose the bank, and I chose the same thing again. All right. But you could go back to your item bank and pick, this is the one I did, útiles con colores. You choose all random to get it in there. And then it's right there. Right? It's saying it's questions 2 through 6, but I don't want all of them to get all. I want them to get 2 of these. Right? So I'm going to randomly select 2 of these 5 questions I made, and they're going to get 3 points for that. And I'm going to say done. So this first one is just 2 different questions. They get 3. This one, they're going to get 2 of the questions. That's why it's question 2 and 3 in my quiz. They get 3 points for it. All right. So that one I was able to choose. I'd already made that bank. So it already existed. I shared it. You got to click share with your course. So that way you can do it. And the reason why that's helpful besides here is that if you have like a final summative, you already have that bank made. And you can just pull questions from it. Okay. And now when I publish it, they're going to get 1 of the 2 questions I made here and 1 of the 5 questions that I made here. So kids will have very different quizzes. Yep. And then, because this is question 1, you're going to get 1 question here. Questions 2 and 3, you're getting 2 questions here. So it's question 2 and 3 in the quiz. All right. And you can't add points to your bank. You add your points here on your quiz. Because when I just made questions in the bank, I didn't assign any points to them. That being said, I've only used the essay function. So maybe if you made it multiple choice, you could give it points in the bank. But here's where I assigned points. And now I'm done. I can go to settings and shuffle the questions. Shuffle answers won't matter for this one. I want them to only see 1 question at a time. I always put an access code on so they don't start till I say. I want them to do it during my class period, so I always give them 10 to 15 minutes. And I do not allow multiple attempts. And if I could see it, which I can't, I'm going to zoom out because the record function's in the way. Restrict student view. I always restrict it. And I don't check anything. So when you restrict student view, it just says test submitted. It doesn't show them their points, doesn't show them anything. Because I used to let them see the ones they got wrong, and then they take a picture of their cell phone. So the next time they take the quiz, they know the answers. So I restrict student result view. You just see quiz submitted. If they want to see their score, they can go to the home page, and right here on the right corner, it'll say recently graded, and they can see their score there. And I always give a passcode so they're not starting it till I say. I like 1 question at a time so it's easy to see, make sure I answered all of them. And then shuffle the questions, another way to make it so they're basically getting different versions. Shuffle answers can be helpful if you made the first one the correct answer for all of them. But a lot of times I take a picture so they can't translate it. And then put like ABC 1, 2, 3. And so I'll do, it's confusing if that's not shuffled, right? And then you hit return when you're done. There's not a save button. You hit return and it's done. Mm-hmm. The first part where you put in, I want the test due today, And the test name, that won't save on. You have to hit save there. But now it's here. What did I call it? Different versions of a quiz. And it's 10 points because I said it was worth 10 points, but my questions only have 9 points in them right now. So. Yeah. Oh, student view. Well, it's not published. I think you can preview it though, because I'm using new quizzes. Let's look. It's slow. Okay. So again, I'm going to go down to build. Yeah, you want to hit save on that first page to save your date and include it in the system or whatever. In build, I think there's a preview button, even though it's not published, but it might just say quiz isn't published. You can't see anything. I don't know. Yeah, the preview. Let's look. Might just say not published. Oh no, you can see it. So I hit preview here, even though the quiz isn't published, right? So this was the actual questions that I made. So I made 5 questions like this, and I changed the items. And the question is, what's in your backpack? You got to say the name and the color. There were 5 different versions of this question. So they're all saying different school supplies, right? So my hope is that, so look, so they had 2. Sometimes they had repeat items because I put some of the same items in some of my images. But down here, I didn't put anything. So my hope is that if you take this quiz once, you get these items. But when you go to retake it, you're going to get different ones. I don't know if that's true. I'm having kids retake it today, and I should be able to see. But that's the hope, right? That you don't have to build a retake quiz. If anything, it's got different ones, so they're not like listening for what the other kids said, and then they just say it, right? So. All right. Yeah. So your item banks, create the bank, and then here, I'm wondering if you just go to manage item banks, can you build it from here? Oh yeah, you can add a bank. So that's probably even easier. So skip the bank? Yeah, go to the 3 dots and click on manage, and then here I can make a new bank. And it's saying it's right here in my course, but I couldn't find it I couldn't find a way to make an item bank other than setting up a quiz. So I don't know if banks have to be tied to at least one quiz, and that's why. But I see that's a faster way to get there. It's already in there. I've made the quiz name, and I clicked the manage banks, and then I clicked return, and you come back to the quiz. Yep. Starting from scratch. Starting from a blank quiz. I think. So you don't have the bank yet? No. Well, let's look. Can I make a bank here? The only way I could find it when I was frantically doing it last Friday was by setting up a quiz. But here, manage question. Oh, yeah, look. You can just go straight to quizzes and manage question banks. That's even faster. Glad that's at the end of the video. Oh, yeah, look. Because then you can see the one that I shared from the other one. So that's faster. Go to quizzes. And then the top up here, it said manage question banks. The 3 dots by add a quiz and one of the options was manage question bank. All right. Manage question banks. So you can build your question bank. Yeah. But there's multiple ways to do it. If I want to start working on a bank before I'm ready to make my quiz, I can do it that way. If you're making your quiz and you don't want multiple options, I think the downside of that would be, say I want to make 15 options for whatever reason. What if I don't have time to make all 15 right then? The good thing about the banks is, as you update the bank, all the questions that are pulled from that bank are going to update too, even if they're old. So right now, if you don't have time to make 15, you can make 1 or 2, and then you tell it to pull one question worth this many points, and as you add more questions to it, it should automatically update. So when you create a bank, it stores automatically? And it says, like if I want to manage my question banks, if I add a new question to it, all the quizzes that are pulling from that bank are going to update too and pull more or change however I changed it. That question on that quiz will update. Unfiled questions. See, what I want to know is, can I file my questions? Edit. What's this? Bookmark. I don't know what that is. No. Like all the questions I've already made, can I can I make a bank out of them? Or they are their own bank? Edit bank, move multiple. Oh, you can move them. Oh, well, let's see here. I want to move this question to a bank because then you could set up a bank with what you've already made, right?
The bank here refers to what you created.
So these are questions that I had in other quizzes that are unfiled. And I want to move. I could move them to a bank. I think move or copy question to another bank. What? Nice. Because then you could put them in a bank. Right now they're not, but I could make a bank from the questions I already have. That's going to be really helpful for quizzes we've already made, right? Because then you could move it there. Because once it's in a bank, you could copy it and tweak it a little bit, right? And that'd be way easier to make a question bank than start